You know, Freeform is a channel that I just kind of forgot existed, to be honest. How could anyone forget the network that gave us such classics as Cyberbully, the movie about the girl who falls in love with her imaginary friend, and of course, The Secret Life of the American Teenager, aka the Citizen Kane of our generation. But over the last month or so, there's been this new teen mystery drama show that everyone's talking about called Cruel Summer. So I figured it was time for me to put on my big boy diapers and give it a watch. Let's take a walk. So the first thing you need to know about the show is that it uses a tried and true narrative technique that makes the story seem like way more complicated than it actually is. Non-chronological narrative. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna put things in linear order so it's easier for all of us to digest. You know, just like a big bowl of Apple Jacks and Metamucil. But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Morning Brew. Like most of you, I start my mornings out by aimlessly browsing through the same like 4 websites, you know, trying to get caught up on what's happening in the world, but really just getting distracted by all the nonsense, regurgitated memes over and over again, until finally I snap out of it and realize I've been laying in bed for like 2 hours. But Morning Brew has set out to fix all that by giving you a daily newsletter 7 days a week that gives you all the important news and information you're looking for without all the fluff and unimportant stuff you get everywhere else. Like you can see here, there's a quick catch me up on what's going on with all the crypto stuff, what's going on with movie theaters and like if they're gonna bounce back or whatever, as well as all the important news you would need to get caught up without having to wade through the rest of the garbage. Signing up for the Morning Brew newsletter is free, so just click my link down below in the description and get smarter in just 5 minutes every morning by signing up to Morning Brew. Okay, back to the show. Now our story first begins in the summer of 1993 with our main character Jeanette waking up on her birthday.
It's not really a surprise considering you do this every year.
Happy birthday, Doodlebug. And happy first day of summer.
15 years old today.
Okay, I'm sorry, hold on a second here. What 15-year-old will be this happy about getting woken up like this by their parents? I mean, when I was that age, every other conversation was like, good morning, son, here's a free breakfast I woke up at 6 a.m. to make for you. Shut up, Bob, you know anything about me. I never even asked to be born, you know. Yeah, well, you've seen how poorly your father pulls out of a garage, so here you are. But anyway, back to the birthday wishes.
Oh, God, remember when we were 15?
No, why don't you rewind?
What is this conversation happening right now? Just the thing every teenager wants to hear first thing in the morning. Anyway, so after being horribly traumatized by her parents' love and affection, Jeanette heads out for the day with her friends, and they get to talking about all the wackadoo stuff they're gonna do over the summer.
We should make a list of all the things we want to do this summer.
Ooh, we have to do them all.
I love that.
Do you guys ever have the urge to do something illegal?
No.
I mean, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes I just want to do something like really bad, you know?
Yeah, guys, do you know how my bedtime is 9 o'clock? Well, tonight, I'm going to bed at 9:30. They'll never take me alive. So later on, they head out to their local mall, and while her 2 friends are getting her a birthday gift, Jeanette sees a certain someone, named Kate, by the way, just looking at purses and stuff. You know how girls do when they're all like, okay, I was wrong before, but this one will definitely solve my self-esteem issues. But anyway, so Jeanette sees her and starts acting like me when I was 15 and saw any girl ever.
I like your purse.
Thanks.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I talked to girls when I was like 15 or, 27. Hello? I like jelly beans. But then, right that moment, the girl's boyfriend shows up and Jeanette's all like, a boy, ew, gross, and walks away. So the summer goes on like this, and our little band of Spanish galleons start making that list they were talking about with all the crazy teenage stuff they're gonna do over the summer. Now, one thing leads to another, and they end up sneaking into an abandoned house that Jeanette's father has the keys to because he's like a real estate agent, among other things, apparently.
What if he notices the key is gone?
He's never gonna notice. Relax. Also, sorry to say this, but your dad is kind of fine.
What? Do you remember when you chaperoned our 4th grade field trip and you wore those really short shorts?
Mallory.
I'm pretty sure that was my sexual awakening, to be honest with you.
You know, we're all just learning a lot of information about Jeanette's dad that no one ever asked for. Anyway, so they end up playing hide and seek in this house. You know, just totally normal things 15-year-olds do on their summer break. And so Jeanette goes to look for her 2 friends and finds her way down into the basement. Now, when she's here, she looks around and thinks, well, this is weird, but whatever. I mean, it's just a creepy basement and an empty house. Like, what's the worst that could happen? But then she goes up to the kitchen.
Hello? Who are you?
My dad sold this house.
You're Greg's daughter?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Martin. This is my house. Well, I just bought it. I'm moving in tomorrow.
Oh, Hi.
Now this guy here is Martin Harris, the new assistant principal dude at Jeanette's school. Which, like, slight tangent here, but like, this dude bought this house on a school administrator salary? So, to be back in the 90s. But anyway, with all this information now sitting in my little peanut brain with half the shell broken off, we flash forward to 1994.
Happy birthday, beautiful.
You know, between Twilight, 365 Days, and now this show, waking up to a dude just watching you sleep is still not romantic in any way whatsoever. Like, imagine someone actually trying to do this. Hello, beautiful. Who's what, huh? But anyway, back to Mr. Psychopath over here.
I had to arm wrestle your dad to come up here and wake you up. He was going on and on about, like, family tradition or something, but I won.
I never knew you arm wrestled.
Okay, it wasn't really arm wrestling per se. It was, I promised your dad we would wait until we're married before we, you know.
Okay, hold on a second here. Last year, her dad was all like,
Oh, God, remember when we were 15?
No, why don't you
and now suddenly it's just,
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die.
I'm on to you, Dad, if that's even your real name. So what we end up finding out is that Jeanette has somehow, for some reason, completely changed her look. She has totally different friends and is also now dating the guy we saw last year with Kate at the mall. Because, would you believe, Kate actually just, like, totally disappeared about a year ago.
She was so happy. Okay, we were so happy, so please, if you know anything, please call the police. And Kate, if you're watching, I just love you so much.
So Jeanette's boyfriend used to be Kate's boyfriend, Jeanette's new friends used to be Kate's friends, and she even kind of maybe sort of looks like her now, you know what I'm saying? But whatever's going on here, it all just implodes one day when they finally get some news about Kate.
They found Kate. She's alive.
Tonight's top story, missing teenager Kate Wallace was rescued today, and her abductor has been killed in a deadly shootout.
And in a shocking and disturbing turn of events, Kate Wallace's alleged kidnapper was Martin Harris.
That's right, everybody. Turns out Kate was kidnapped by the assistant principal guy Jeanette met last year and held right in this exact same basement. Huh. What are the odds of that? I mean, I just say, Jeanette looks none too happy about all this. Which brings us to 1 year later, the summer of 1995.
Jeanette, wake up. Wake up. Your lawyer is here. Just get the hell out of bed and go talk to her. Now.
Can you please just give me a minute?
See, now this is how a teenager wakes up in the morning, all right? Come on, Freeform, you can't fool me with this garbage. So, what we end up finding out is that Jeanette has to go to court because of something to do with Kate and her being, like, kidnapped and all that. Now, what exactly that is, we don't really know yet. Although we do get some idea later on when Jeanette starts watching some old VHS tapes of what happened last year when they found Kate in that creepy dude's house.
Something I would like to share with you. Of course.
A few months after I was kidnapped, I was found by someone. A girl.
She saw me. Excuse me?
While I was being held captive, she had essentially taken over my life. I can only say, Jeanette Turner, I hope you rot in hell.
Oh, sorry, wrong button. And that's how the show gets started. You know, I'm always down for a good mystery show. Like, who did what, who's telling the truth, who am I supposed to root for, that kind of thing. The show definitely has that signature freeformness that I can't really explain, but like, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I mean, hey, there's not much else on right now, so maybe I'll keep watching. Hey, guess what? I have a new Spanish channel that just started up recently. What we're doing is we're completely localizing my videos into Spanish with professional voice actors and all that, so check it out, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, back to the show. So this show is one of the many shows that uses, like I mentioned in the video, it uses the non-chronological narrative technique where you take a very basic story, like a very normal, like this person went here and did this and then this happened, like a very basic story, and you tell it out of order, and then immediately it becomes this like deep, cerebral, like, oh, it really makes you think, man. Like, for example, you know, Pulp Fiction is considered like, oh, one of the best movies of all time, which I don't agree with at all. Like, if you actually lay out the story of Pulp Fiction in order, it's really just kind of like this weird, mostly nonsense story. But like, because the movie tells it out of order, it's like, oh, you gotta put it together and you gotta think about what's going on, which is fine. It's not, you know, it's not like a bad thing, but it's just, it's funny how people will watch these shows or movies, whatever, and they'll be like, oh, the story is so deep, but like, it's not actually deep, it's just out of order. It's just made purposely confusing, and then you're like, oh, this is like a real thinking person show. Not really. But whatever, I mean, the show might be interesting, you know, because there's a lot of questions, like, we know what happens but we don't know why. And like, what's the real story? Like, who's telling the truth, who's not? Like, it seems interesting enough that I'll probably keep watching it. But I do think it's interesting how just one rather simple technique can turn a basic story into like this mind-blowing, cerebral, really deep philosophical story, But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Send me an email at alexmyerscontact@gmail.com. Let me know what show or movie I should do next. I have a game on the App Store. It's like a match 3 type game, so you can download it and check that out for free. Link is down below. I have a Spanish channel, like I mentioned. So if you're interested in that, support that. Got a podcast I do with my girlfriends called Doing the Devil's Tango. It's where, we take your questions about relationships and things like that, and we give our thoughts about them and just talk about, give advice or just general thoughts, whatever. And above all else, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.